Hello, we're listening to Cirque de Yeux, which I can't say, Halo on the inside. We're having a sort of mixed bag, really. We like the techno stuff, we don't like the boring, self-indulgent goth stuff. But we're on track 7, which is Truth, which is a cracker. You know, it's, thank goodness it's back after 3 dreary ones. You know, my techno beat is back, and that bass line is heaven as well. Yeah, it only feels about 20% of this album, but, you know, it should be 80 at least. You know, just the perfect amount of gothness left in it. There's an international feel to it as well. It sort of reminds me of Beirut or UAE, where I've been to. You know, it's got that sort of feel to it. With scratching as well. Just why wasn't there more like this on this album? There's only 2 really, but 10 out of 10. Track 8, Organ Badge. So you go from track 7, Euphoria, to within 3 seconds I'm in a mood that everything's slowed down again. Then we go back to the dirge. You know, dirge is fine, but not after the promise of techno. It's Anthony and the Johnsons do it so much better, as I said in the first part of this review. This could be from an 80s soundtrack, and then there's a funky bass line, which is welcome, but feels a little bit odd at the first. But it does, yeah, I'm thinking of M People again. Her voice does remind me of Heather Small. Saxophone is a nice surprise, and from then on the song is ace, I'll give it that. It's a 10 out of 10 from that point, but it's too late. It took too long, so it's an 8 out of 10. Ninth and final track, It Takes My Pain Away, organ, church music, probably more Dracula than God, and pretty enough. I always say you can do what you like with the last track, and I do mean that, and you sort of think, when's it going to kick off, and it hasn't so far. There's only half a minute left, so it's probably not going to. It's an ambient piece to finish. Don't like ambient. Let's give that a 5 out of 10. But overall, the album, you know, it really is an album of 2 halves. You know, each song I could say, like, here's the first half, that's 3 out of 10, here's the second half, that's 9 out of 10, with 2 exceptions. Track 2 and 7 are, when they go full dance floor, techno, they're brilliant. That's as good as music I've heard this year, track 2 and 7, both 10 out of 10s, but they're too much dirgy faffing about for these ears anyway. I know that's what some people are going to like, you know. Of course I'm wrong and I'm right at the same time, as are you. You know, only a narcissist would think otherwise, narcissist even. But to me, just too much promise in those dance bits. Do an album of that for me, please. Whole album, 8 out of 10.